We pray for better days.
Everybody, the TD show, second episode, Facebook Live. So, hope everybody is able to join us tonight. Looking forward to taking your questions and any comments you want to make on some of the topics we go over and anything you want to bring out. So, looking forward to that tonight. So, how's everybody doing tonight?
Doing good. What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing today? We good.
Good. I got two guys looking at all the questions, so we'll definitely be able to hopefully get
Answer your questions.
Yeah, hopefully everything we can get tonight, whatever you bring out there. So, some of the topics we're going to go over tonight is, well, number one, Washington now has a new football name, so that's been a topic of conversation.
Temporary name.
Yeah, temporary.
Temporary.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Will, but I'm happy with what they decided.
Yeah, I'm happy with
Don't
it.
rush it, right?
Yeah, don't rush it.
Yeah.
You know, when you rebrand, it takes some time. You know, I stayed there a few times, a little bit with some friends, and it takes some time to rebrand. So I'm happy with it.
Yeah, and like you said, it takes time to do it. I mean, the Raiders in 2019, they took the whole 2019 season as the Oakland Raiders, and then as soon as it was over, it was the Las Vegas Raiders. So I'm sure at the end of 2020, the Washington football team will have already screwed that one up. So that's one ding on me.
Drink.
Yeah, drink on that one. The Washington football team will have a new name coming in 2020 or 2021.
2021, 2022.
Yeah.
You know, they said it's gonna take between 16 and 18 months.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It could be earlier than that, but roughly around that much.
Well,
It takes a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
there's so much to change and so much to.
I mean, you have to build.
There's so many laws and
Right.
Yeah.
get it right.
And that's the key thing. It's like you've got to build marketing campaigns. You've got to build, obviously, you got to get a logo. You got to get the right design. You got to get the apparel right. Then you got to get whatever in the stadium rights and everything like that. Tickets, advertising online, advertising on TV, radio, whatever. So it's a lot. It's temporary. I mean, it is what it is. It'll be interesting if you win the Super Bowl champs, the Washington football team.
The Washington
There you go.
football team.
That would be awesome.
Yes, that would
be awesome.
That would be your ultimate victory there. So I'm curious if anybody has any questions on that out there tonight. I don't mind it. I just, like I said to you, Will, a couple days ago, I was my thought is it was you had 3 weeks or whatever since they announced these things.
Right.
What were you doing in those meetings, Dan Snyder? I mean, I know you were in on them, and it took that long to come up with that. You know what I mean? Like, I get it, it's temporary, but I'm curious, like from your thoughts. I mean, that's what I was like. That's why I was talking.
Well, I don't
about.
think he was necessarily just focused on that. Like for the when he first announced it, being a owner of the franchise, he had other stuff he had to take care of. But I'm pretty sure he had some time. I don't know if he spent that full time on it, especially with. I'm pretty sure they knew that the allegations from the Washington Post was coming up.
Yeah.
So he had to.
Yeah, his time was invested there. That's for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I guess they talked it over with Juan Herrera, and they couldn't come to
Some conclusion.
Right. So they had to say, let's take our time with this.
It's smart.
Yeah, it was smart.
They had to do that.
I mean,
And then bringing in Jeremy Bateman back in, he's going to be a part of the decision making too. So,
Yeah, I mean, there's gonna be haters.
I guess
Regardless.
they said, let's take our time. Let's not rush it. I know everybody want a name out. No, we got to do this right.
Yeah.
We got to do this right.
Nah.
And you remember he made a statement saying that, we're going to do this where the name is good for 100 years.
Yeah. So that's smart.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's smart.
I mean, they're not just gonna put anything out there. I mean, it's a lot of fans. I mean, you guys have a lot of apparel, and it's kind of hard to just throw that away. That many years. I mean, I know I wouldn't. I mean, if the Steelers change names, which I'm thinking I'm pretty safe. I mean, but you never know what'll come out. Somebody will find something offensive with that. But the fact is that it'd be hard to just throw it out. I mean, I said the wrong name 5 minutes ago. So used to saying it. So I failed already.
I just don't like the fact that people are gonna be like, "Oh, you shouldn't be wearing that." It's like, come on, man. It's 85 years of history.
Yeah.
Let's
Let it go and move on.
Yeah, move on.
Yeah. That's how I look at it. So some of the other things with the with the NFL. Well, I mean, we just saw today. I mean, Jamal Adams, signing. I mean, getting traded to the Seahawks. That was
a big trade. That was a big
yeah,
trade.
and I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you guys think. From looking at it, the Jets got a pretty nice deal out of it.
Yeah.
I don't know if Adam Gase is going to screw that up because he's not exactly a liked coach.
That's the thing. Yes, they got 2 first-round picks, but in my opinion, Jamal Adams is the best safety in the league.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
So, the Seahawks got that much better.
Yeah.
Their defense, how about that?
Well, they
Pete
lost.
Carroll's defensive-minded coach.
Yeah, and they lost. Like, I mean, they lost that that talented core they had, and Jamal Adams is definitely. I agree, he's the best in the league. And the Jets. I mean, the Jets, if they're smart, they'll sit there and they'll actually get good draft. I mean, you got 2 first-round draft picks back-to-back years. And is it the 3rd round pick in 2022 or is that 20?
I think it was 2022.
Okay, so that's always a good 3rd round. You're always finding talent in the 3rd round. And the Seahawks got somebody to bolster their defense, and they already were good. So I mean, I will say the Seahawks are consistent every year for a long time now. They've been consistent.
Oh yeah.
Pete Carroll. I mean, some people like him, some people don't. He's pacing up and down the sidelines like he's in a college game. So it's funny.
And he'd be chewing the hell out that gum.
Yes, he will. Yeah, he chews it.
Gum,
Yeah, he chews
like
it well.
His jaw's about to fall off.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully that gum's got flavor. Are you changing, at halftime? I don't know. But, I mean, he's a good coach, obviously. He's gotten a lot out of his players, and, I thought that was good. So, I mean, and then the other story I saw that some of you posted, I was just reading it, and I didn't catch it earlier, was what the NFLPA is actually putting out there for the NFL, for the players. And I guess that was based on starting with Kansas City and the Texans on the 25th, which was the other day, today, right? Yeah, today. Basically, those guidelines start with them.
They start with them because they start the season. They start the season that opening Thursday.
Okay.
So they started practicing and reported at camp before everybody else.
Okay.
And those guidelines are going to be for all the teams, and they pretty much Kansas City and Houston will be doing it first.
Okay. And basically the way the testing is, Todd, this is something I was looking at. Will posted on COVID, and I didn't have a chance to really look at it fully, but I know Will put it out there. But it looks like the testing there's several tests they got to do, right, to actually get out onto the field, and then it's when they come off the field they have to get tested again, right? Is it?
Yeah.
So they're tested once before they get on.
Just before the game and after the game.
I think I don't think it's.
That doesn't make sense.
I think it's pretty much before the game.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's after the game.
So if you test everybody before the game and everyone tests negative, who's going to catch it?
Well, also your temperature, if it's a hot day, your body temperature is going to go up.
Doesn't make sense.
So it could be a false, reading. What I mean? Well, let's face it, a lot of COVID testing has been, not to get into that controversial situation, but there's been some false testing there. But the fact is, I think definitely before you go out in that field or before you get into that locker room, you got to get tested.
Right.
Because if you got to get out.
Yeah.
Training camp, the same thing. You're in the heat and everything like that.
I mean, you hope they're doing before you go to the stadium.
It's pretty much testing once a day, I'm guessing.
Okay.
It's not like test every 4 hours.
You would think they do it like in their locker room.
Yeah.
Or not locker room. I'm sorry. In their hotel room.
Right.
Or,
Before they leave.
Right.
Yeah. So that way you're not bringing
the
in.
less people you can infect, the better. Keep it isolated. Don't bring it to the locker room. Keep it out of the locker room.
Yeah. That's what I think it's like they're missing the point if they go into the locker room already.
Yeah.
And it's like, what if the guy comes in? He's already infecting the locker room.
Yeah.
If you get him at least the hotel,
Yeah.
you can kind of start to make your plans, what to do, an exit plan to get him out of there.
Well, Kansas City and Houston started today.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll start today.
That's the test.
Everybody else will start on the 28th.
Yeah. That's Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So that, I'm sure, the thing I'm looking at, it's before we move on to any other subjects, is you can't avoid COVID,
Right.
playing football.
Right.
You can't.
Right.
And I'm really curious how, I really hope that the season goes. You look at, we'll get into baseball a little bit, and they travel. Football is traveling.
Right.
NBA, NHL, they're not traveling. They're in a bubble. NBA's proven being in a bubble. There's no positive tests.
Right.
We'll talk about that later. But the fact is that the NFL, I don't know how that's gonna, I mean, you're gonna, in today's world, you're gonna get positive tests.
Well, this is what they should have done, and I'm surprised that it hasn't really been mentioned. Because NFL owners and teams, franchises, they could pretty much rent out a plane. You can rent out a whole plane.
Yeah.
You know, owners got their own private plane, so
Yeah.
you can rent out a plane. What they should do is have them go through international
Like
boarding and checkout, where
Because
you
it's
know when you
completely
coming through,
isolated.
when you coming through
UWI.
international
Yeah.
customs,
Yep.
you are isolated from the general other people.
Yeah.
You coming through the international
You know
board.
that. Yeah.
So if they coming through the international board, they rent out a plane. It's quarantined, it's disinfected. You know, make sure it don't get affected with the coronavirus.
Right.
And they have a section of the airport where they could travel through, and then they get on their team buses or coach buses or whatever they do. It can work like that.
Yeah, because that's at least keeping you like the whole social distancing
Right.
thing. You're away from the general public.
Right.
You're going on your plane. They
Your
all
own
have
plane.
money for the planes.
Right, yeah.
And you're going to your own hotel.
But the Redskins have their own.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Redskin
yeah,
won.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure every other 31 teams have their own planes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They don't go back going through customs like
A lot of the teams use
Blues.
United, so I'm guessing that they. I mean, how often? Have you ever seen a team on your plane?
No.
I've seen a player
Yeah.
on my plane coming from Dallas. That was D'Angelo Hall, but that was the first time I ever seen a player on our plane because he went his own separate way. He was going to Atlanta. My flight was going to Atlanta. He was going to Atlanta to be home.
And he was still playing?
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
It was the day after that Thanksgiving game in 2012.
It was off.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was off.
Instead of going back with the team, he flew to
Okay.
Atlanta with his wife and his kids and his mother-in-law.
Yeah.
But overall, teams occupy a whole plane. So if they're going through the international checkpoint, they're away from everybody else.
Yeah.
So that could help them prevent spreading the virus if they have it or
Right.
catching it from other people.
And you would think they would. You would think that through. Like,
Yeah.
That makes sense. At
Right.
least it does something.
Right.
You know.
Flights come in different times, and each time a flight comes in is security there for each one, and it's blocked off when they come through. So they could have, they could make the arrangements with the NFL to have these planes come in, and they go through the international part, and then they make sure everything is coronavirus free.
Yeah.
Pretty
I mean, like I said,
the NFL got money; they can do that.
Right.
yeah. And when the NFL gets this far into the process, it's gonna go through.
Right.
But and also, there's gonna be positive tests. You just can't avoid it.
Right.
And these guys are athletes. I mean, they're well-conditioned athletes.
That's the good thing.
They're not
young.
the,
They're the best for health. So
yeah.
isolate them, give them 15
Quarantine
days,
'em, yeah.
get through it.
With I think a lot of airlines cut back on workers because of the virus. They could hire these workers.
Yeah.
They could still be working for the airlines, but it gives them opportunities to work, and they will be pretty much like what a limousine driver is.
Be a personal
are their
worker.
personal airline. So when they come and go, guess who is assigned to them? They be
I like that
quarantined. They be
Yeah.
They definitely can
coronavirus
afford it.
check,
Yeah.
and that's how they can do it.
Yeah. I mean, and you wonder if that was thought through. Was that one of the things they thought it through? I'm sure it is.
I'm pretty sure
I would
they
hope.
You're right.
Because it makes sense.
Right.
And they're not stupid people. I mean, they're billionaires. The NFL makes
Yeah.
a lot of money.
I
They
mean,
got a
if
lot
I
of
just
smart
thought of that. I'm sure the people who make all these decisions have to have thought of that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Well, before we go into anything else, was there anything out there? Has anybody thrown any questions yet, or has anybody said anything yet?
Just Rob Waters said, "What's up, boys?"
What's going on, Rob?
Billy Gamp said, "What's going on?"
Nothing yet. Anybody? But please, definitely throw your questions out there tonight. Like
Right.
anything, it doesn't have to be just with football. I mean, we're going to go into some other topics tonight. We'll definitely have some baseball talk, some basketball, hockey, and any other football too. And then we'll also have boxing, since there's obviously a Mike Tyson fight coming up, which I'm
Yeah.
definitely looking forward to that. So we'll talk about that a little bit too. But to go on the topic with the COVID virus, they're we go into baseball. Baseball kicked off the other night,
Yes.
opening night. Nationals and Yankees. I mean, the Yankees are like a, I don't know, like a PlayStation All-Star team because there's not a weakness on that team.
Right.
And I mean, they beat the Nats on opening night, and you know, but right off the bat, baseball starts with what I was talking about. You know, Juan Soto, boom, hours before he's tested positive.
Stuff lost.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
stuff lost like that.
and then it's the worry, who else might have been around him? You know, who else is going to catch it? And you
Domino
don't,
effect.
you don't know either because it's what 14 days. It could live in your body before you even know. So you hope that maybe they caught it. I think he was tested Tuesday, and then it came back the next day, and then they let it out there on Thursday. I think that's what they were saying. So, you know, I mean, the Nats, I mean, that's a big blow. The Nats, I mean, defending champs, but baseball kicked off. It's, you know, today and yesterday. You know, it seems like I haven't heard any other COVID
No, me either.
testing, so that's pretty good because, yeah, the baseball, I mean, teams are traveling all over the country.
Right.
So they're, and the funny thing about the baseball was, as I like to joke about them, you know, for all the rinky-dink things they were doing, and all the delaying, and all the, they want to have a labor dispute in the middle of a pandemic, you know, they actually got it done quicker, and they're out in front of the gate out of everybody.
Right.
So I will give them credit. It's like, wow, for all that crap, you did turn it around pretty quickly, and you know, you're ahead of the NBA, you're ahead of the NHL, you know, you're ahead of, you know, the NFL is just kicking into it, you know, so, you know, they came through and they worked smoothly with it, but it's, you know,
I'm just glad to see baseball back.
Yeah,
I know you'd rather watch soap
General
operas
Hospital?
than General Hospital, but me and Will are glad baseball's back.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at baseball, they have cardboard cutouts as the crowd now, so that's saying something. The Dodgers get, I don't know.
Well,
if
that's COVID, man.
yeah, I know.
People, if they could go to a game, I think it would be packed. Just to go.
I would go. I would put the,
Yeah.
I would record my General Hospital.
Your soap opera?
Yeah, I'd record my soap operas and go to the game. You know, I mean, I'd want to do that. But the funny thing though is like, if you guys caught this the other night, if anybody else did,
Yeah.
the Dodgers and Giants game, they had there was cardboard cutouts in every seat, which it looked cool because it looked like a crowd. You know,
With pumping noise?
they were pumping in noise. I think in the Nats game.
Yeah, I was watching the. It was in the Braves and the Mets game.
Okay.
And it was in the Angels and the Athletics game.
Okay.
They had the cutout. What it was, they was cutouts of their season ticket holders who sit in those seats.
Okay.
So I guess they sent them pictures, and they put their actual
Face on it.
face on the cardboard and put them in their actual seat. So they was behind home plate. And then some was up in the upper deck, so like where the home run would go, in the
Sitting
stadium.
in the fans, man. It's been like a bullseye that guy.
Yeah.
The guy that heckles everybody. Oh, that's the same for him. Put
Yeah.
him in the crowd.
Yeah, because there was a few home runs that went out there. So when I seen, I was like, hey, I wonder if one of those cardboards is going to jump up there and get that ball.
Yeah. Well, now, do they get the ball? If the ball is closest to the cardboard cutout,
Right.
that you're seeing, I assume they get the ball.
They should get it.
I think they do. I could have swore I heard something about that. But the other thing is, like, are the season ticket holders paying for that? Are they paying for those cardboard cutouts?
No.
I don't.
I hope not. I mean, because that would just
What do
be
you mean?
like literally paying to have your face on there because you want to be on TV.
No, they ain't paying for
I
that.
doubt that.
Yeah, I hope not. Because it was funny though. The Dodgers game against the Giants, I just happened to flip it on, and I was like, wow, it's, you know, it literally was there was a lot of cardboard cutouts.
Yeah, it was a lot
So-
of cardboard cutouts. Right.
Yeah, it was funny. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I thought the Nationals, I mean, it was weird because when at the Nationals game, like, you had the national anthem, you know, you had the tribute and everything like that. Then you had Fauci throwing a ball into the stands. That was pretty funny. And then basically, it was just so quiet. You look at all the, like, the players and everything like that, and you can't, like, you literally, like you can tell in their face, they're just kind of like, what's going on? You know, like this is weird. I'm not, you know, every athlete's going to feed off of the crowd. You know, it just seemed weird. You know, and for the Nats, I mean, they lost 4-1, but I think the Nats will do good this year. Hopefully with Soto coming back, and you know, I know the Orioles up north, they won today, but they got hammered on opening
Oh
day.
yeah,
I mean,
they
they
got
got
13-2 by
yeah,
now. Out of Red Sox.
Yeah, absolutely slaughtered. And I mean, I don't even.
I'm not a Baltimore fan as far as the Orioles.
No, you
So
haven't.
It makes me a little bit happy, but it's all good.
You haven't since Cal.
Yeah, Cal retired. I hung it up.
Well, my team, of course, is another Indian.
Okay.
The Braves.
Okay.
You know, I'm a Braves fan, so they lost yesterday. They lost 1-0 to the Mets.
Yeah, I mean, it's a sprint, obviously now, not a marathon. It's the opposite.
Losing games is a lot. Man.
And if you notice, I don't know if you guys saw that they added teams for the playoffs. It's 16 now.
Right.
So if you finish second place, you're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Which I was like, wow.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, maybe they heard what I was
Right.
saying. Yeah.
That's
You
kind
know,
of your.
I'm gonna send that.
That's kind of what you said.
Yeah. You know, maybe they heard me. I mean, thanks for listening, MLB.
You know?
You know. I mean,
They took your advice.
yes, they went with it. They even added more. I was saying just do 12. They went to 16. I was like, okay, but I wonder though how, like, you're adding that many teams, and was it 31 major league teams, 32 major league
I think
teams?
it's like 32.
So you're pretty much half the major league teams are going to be in the playoffs, which makes it exciting. I mean, it gives these other teams that probably kind of like football, when they added the two playoff teams for this year. Last year, you know, my team was one of them. It could have been that team, but you know, it just. I'm curious how that'll go. You know, I'm curious will that, you know, be, you know, exciting for, and what will happen after this year.
Right.
So that's what, you know.
Right.
But I don't know what you guys think about baseball. You guys know how I feel about that. You know, it's 60 games and.
Well, I'm not really into it like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of boring to me.
Oh yeah.
I'll watch it.
See,
you know,
General
if
Hospital.
I ain't had nothing on, I'll watch it. But like opening night,
Yeah, I watch it.
Nats, Yankees.
Yeah.
I might have watched like 2 innings, and I was like, okay, I'm done with this.
I mean, it's even worse. It's even worse without fans.
I actually watched it probably more than I ever did,
Yeah.
just because
Live sports.
It was live sports.
Right.
Max Scherzer on the mound. I was excited for it.
I mean, it was Max Scherzer against Garrett Cole, and that's the best pitching matchup out there. I mean, they're both.
I tell you what, the Yankees do not go far. The manager
Something's wrong.
should be fired
Yeah.
because their lineup is tough.
They're loaded.
They're
They don't
loaded.
even have a weakness in their lineup. And if you're a pitcher, I'm like, can I miss that start? You know, can I just pitch after this? I pulled my arm all out. I can't pitch because I mean they're loaded, and I mean if they stay healthy, like Todd said. If you don't make the playoffs, at least something's wrong. If you don't make it deep in the playoffs, I mean because their lineup's loaded. And
Max did a good job battling that lineup, but man, I mean it was 4-1 when it got called, but he expected just to keep it 4-1 because they had bases loaded one time. I was like, oh, this is good.
It's gonna go, they're gonna crush a couple grand slams out of it. But you know, we'll see what happens with baseball. I mean, I think the Nats still have a really good chance of getting beat. You know, the Orioles, hopefully they'll win 15 games. But if they do it right, just to talk about the Orioles, I mean, I follow the Orioles more than the Nationals, I'll be honest. I never really followed the Pittsburgh Pirates much when I lived up there and came down here. The Orioles, though, they build their team correctly with the front office, and they sit there and they, you know, they get through the draft, they pick up a couple free agents, and, you know, they do that. I think they'll build it the right way. They'll be a contending team.
Right.
Will they contend against the Red Sox and the Yankees? I don't know. I mean, it's just big markets.
It's a tough division.
Yeah, it's a tough division.
You've got the Yankees, Red Sox, even the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
Blue Jays.
Good.
Blue Jays got a lot of young talent. Like, it's a lot of former stars' sons. Like, it's Vlad Guerrero Jr.'s on that team. I think Biggio Jr.'s on that team. There's a couple other ones that are known major leaguers. Their fathers were players, and they're on that team. And that's another thing, actually. You brought up Toronto. I mean, they're playing in Buffalo. They're a AAA stadium. I know they were trying to go Pittsburgh or the Orioles.
Yeah, I originally heard Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
I was like, that's going to be a tough schedule.
Yeah.
Scheduling deal.
I mean, you're on the road.
So they settled on Buffalo.
Yeah.
Which
it's probably a good place.
It's like right across the street.
It's across Niagara Falls.
You're going to draw some Buffalo Bills fans just to go to the stadium.
Yeah,
just
baseball.
Right.
Some they don't have. And I mean, they got to travel 4 and 5 hours to go see the Mets or Yankees, and even further for the Red Sox.
They probably go to Toronto if they do like baseball. They'll probably go there.
Yeah, and I think it'll be interesting to have that, and that's closer for them. Like you figure a Major League Baseball player, they're on the road enough, but you're asking to leave your families for probably, even though it's like 3 or 4 months, that's a lot. and you're never home. You know, and yes, military people.
But yeah,
do it all
that's
the
what I was
time.
about to say. I was like,
Yeah.
military does it. A lot of contractors.
And there's
do
a
it.
lot not guaranteed. So you know, I don't really. And these guys are making a lot more money.
Right.
So I'm not really. You know, it's
Yeah,
tough,
the
but I don't
people
feel
that
sorry.
say we should feel sorry for them, I'm like,
No.
I don't
No.
feel sorry for
No.
them.
No, I don't feel sorry because you got a
I
paycheck.
feel sorry for the guy who has to get up dead in the morning, like
Yeah.
Will, works his ass off,
Yeah,
40 hours a week.
yeah.
I don't
He's
feel sorry
not.
for millionaires and
Right.
No, you
people
got
that
enough
live
money.
in lavish lifestyles, got all these about
Yeah.
50 cars,
Yeah,
10 houses.
Right.
and I'm not
Nothing to feel
complaining.
sorry about.
Yeah, I don't
You
feel
got enough
sorry for
money,
them.
you can get your family to live in a house right
Yeah.
there with you.
Right.
You know, I mean, literally. So, I mean, I don't. Yeah, I just thought when I heard that, I was like, okay. But it is going to be tough, though. I think for a team that when you're not used to being, you have no home games. You know, and even though there's no crowd, it's still a fact you're not in your home ballpark. So, we'll see what happens. I mean,
Redskins felt like that last year. We ain't had no home games, even though we was
oh
at
man,
home.
you guys have a lot of road fans.
You gotta start winning games. They'll
Yeah.
come back.
But look, the good thing about it this year, because I made a post about it, going to football right quick. No fans, no individual tickets, from my knowledge, from my understanding, won't be sold to fans. It's going to be season ticket holders. So I don't see no visiting fans in stadiums this year. It will be all
Season
home
tickets.
season ticket fans. So, like I was just joking about, we don't never had no fans in our stadium. This will probably be the year, whenever they set the capacity, that we want to have just our fans in the stadium.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really like, I'll say as a Steeler fan, we infiltrate a lot of stadiums.
Right.
And I've come to Redskin game, Washington game.
I mean,
Then
you guys-
again, that's two.
Here's the thing.
Redskins.
The difference,
Yes.
the difference between Steelers and the Redskins, Steelers had a tradition of winning for about 30 years.
Oh, yeah.
Redskins have a
Six
tradition of losing for 25, 30, 20, 25 years, 20 years.
It's been a while.
So Redskins fans are,
But you know what? Every
They're
team
loyal.
got bandwagon fans.
Yep.
If you look at
Oh,
all the
God.
teams that
Steeler
were
fans, man.
side and their fans went away, and
Yeah.
then all of a sudden the stadium was jammed when it started getting good.
Records.
Seattle
Listen.
Patriots,
Dallas.
Warriors, Golden State Warriors, Dallas.
How many Dallas fans actually have gone to Texas in their lifetime?
Back
Small.
in 2012, Redskins, FedEx Field was just booming. That's how it goes. A lot of fans stay. I mean, this is baseball. Because I've seen many baseball stadiums where the stadium was damn near empty, but when the team started winning and
Exactly.
playing
They all
for the World
filtrated in.
Series, I think when the Nationals first came,
Oh man,
didn't
we
have
went
sold
to it.
out.
Man, we used to go. Where was
Yeah.
RFK?
RFK.
Yeah, RFK, that wasn't sold out.
No.
It took some
Well,
years.
you look at
yeah,
baseball.
they're a tradition of winning.
Yeah,
And,
right.
and you look at baseball.
Consistent play, consistent
Yeah.
count on.
Remember, the Cubs, the Mets, their stadiums was empty.
Well, the Cubs they are like notoriously like, because it's just a historic stadium.
Right.
Fenway Park.
Fenway Park.
Was it Yankee Stadium?
Yankees
Like
Stadium.
during the week, you're working. Kids can't stay up to like 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night. School or whatever. We gotta go to work. I mean, you look at opening day, everybody's packed, and then the next day, it's it's like, or 2 days later, it's like 5,000 fans.
Right.
The party was up.
But let those teams be contending for the World Series
Oh.
or playing for the World
Oh,
Series.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
mean-
kids won't be going to school. They'll
Right.
be
Yep.
taking the day off. Parents
The
taking the day
Orioles, as quick as Orioles fans probably, they don't forget, but 2014, 2015, 2016, I think it's 2016, but at least 2013, 14, and 15, they were playoff teams. And I think 14, they went all the way, they went to the ALCS.
Yeah.
So,
right.
it was a packed house. I went to some of those games,
Yeah.
and, but it's like I've gone when it's been empty, too.
Uh-huh.
And Pirates have probably the most beautiful stadium in baseball.
Right.
They do. It's a deal. I'm not just saying that from there. I'm not biased. That's literally even said that. And they have like 5,000 people.
Right.
So,
Right.
so, any comments or questions yet from anybody?
Well,
Is
a
everybody just
few,
not
I
talking
Still
tonight?
12,
Yeah.
13 comments.
Yeah, it's
Come
a
on.
few. Let me stroll up.
Well, guys, I want you to ask some questions for us. We
Yeah.
gotta have to say something
Billy
tonight.
Navy said you should cover the lawn in front of you with a sheet of white paper with team written in black block print letters. I don't know what that means, but
Who said that?
Billy Knock.
What did he
You
say?
should cover the lawn in front of you with a sheet of white paper with
Your mom's
team
on.
written in black
Hey, Mom.
block print letters.
Hey guys, looking good tonight.
I don't know what that means, Billy. You got to be more specific.
Yeah, you got to be specific what you're asking about there.
Yeah.
I don't really know what that is, but if you could, be a little more specific on that one. But yeah, please chime in if you got any questions on what we've talked about.
He did say, what do you think about adding the crowd sound in preseason? You talked about it a little bit.
Oh, pumping the ground noise in.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So my thought is you got to do something. Like I saw it on soccer a couple weeks back, and I thought there was a crowd, and all of a sudden they showed. I was like, oh, they pumped in, but it sounded like it was just there. But you can't do that. I mean, you got to pump it in. I mean, I would, if I was a player, I'd want it, because you think about football. You know, you make it very hard in the signal caller to, get the ball snapped, to change the plays. Coaches, the headsets, unless you're New England, who plays with the wires and screws up the helmet, you can't hear anything except for them. But I mean, the fact is that I think you should add in crowd noise. I mean, I don't know, Todd, what you think, but it just would make it sound. I mean, it's
for this season, for
for
what's
the
going on right
COVID
now.
Yes.
pandemic.
Yes.
But in previous years,
No.
it became a problem with it was being accusations made that teams was doing that, and it was being a big problem. So
yeah. No, I didn't. Like in the years past, yeah, but now we need something. And quite honestly, like when you look at the game the other night, like the Nationals game. Actually, I think it was the Nationals game, or I was listening to something on the radio, and I swear I was like in a library. It was not. It wasn't in it. I mean, it was just dead. You hear the ball get hit, or you hear the glove, or whatever. And you imagine that in football, and they're getting ready to do it in basketball and hockey, and that. I mean, feed off crowd noise. I mean, golf. Golf was like. I mean, you've looked at golf the last month. And Tiger Woods even said it himself, that it's different. It's just quiet. It's like you're just playing around the golf, and he feeds off that. And you think about other golfers that would feed off that crowd noise. So no, I agree. I think you should.
He pulled out of the next tournament that they were supposed to have. I think it was I think it's called the St. Jude's.
Oh yeah.
Invitational or something like that.
Yeah, his back is. He's had so many surgeries out of it, and quite honestly, it's he's not going to be able to play like he used to. I mean, I love watching him. I mean, he pretty much got me to golf, and I still love watching him. And, I mean, there's no golfer. These young guys are so boring. I mean, you talk about watching a soap opera. I mean, they're so boring. They are boring. I mean, you don't bring any excitement. I mean, oh, yeah, right. Yay, good. There's nothing. It's like, I'll go play outside on my own. What do I want you don't even bring excitement. So that's my opinion. I mean, I'm a Tiger fan. I like Phil Mickelson.
Yeah, I like Phil. I mean, I like some of the young guys.
But they're not exciting. But Brooks Koepka, he just goes out and flex his muscle.
I like Koepka. I like there's a couple of young guys I like. But yeah, obviously you're not Tiger, but it's hard to be Tiger, man.
Yeah.
Tiger was just a phenom.
It's always Tiger against the field.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Tiger
I'm saying
against the field.
But I'm saying there's got to be somebody that that's going to come in. There's always somebody that comes in after that. I mean, in any sport. Well, you wonder who that next. These other guys. I mean, yeah, Brooks Koepka. I mean, he kills in majors. I mean, Dustin Johnson, Rory, and Ricky Fowler. Those are guys.
I remember one years ago who came on the scene, but he just disappeared. I haven't heard nothing about him. I think his name was Tyron.
Oh no, Tony Finau.
No,
Tony Finau. He's actually good.
I think it was Tryon. I think he had an issue with using a golf cart or a wheelchair.
That was that's John Daly.
John Daly.
Yeah, John Daly. Well, John Daly needs a golf cart because he partied. He lived the dream. He partied a good amount, and I think he just struggled with his health concerns have overtaken some of his golf walking ability.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
I think that's part of what he was doing. And he doesn't care. But he
don't care.
No, he'll put a ball on a beer can and tee it off and then drink the beer. So, I mean, and actually that's been on.
John Daly.
Yeah.
John Daly's trick.
Yes. Yes. But he's not, I mean, he just can't do what he, did. So that's.
So Clint Walker has a question.
Okay. So, Clint?
How many players will blame the COVID face shields for missing catches?
That's good. I like that. Well,
it should be 0.
Yeah, it should be 0 because if they do that, it's like, wow, I'm calling BS. It's like you're a pro athlete.
Right.
You should know, you're gonna have practice and stuff like that. But I guarantee that's probably gonna
But
be
the
used.
face shield.
That's a good question.
The face shield is designed to cover their mouth, not
Yeah.
their eyes and stuff. So players wear shields anyway, so they won't get poked in the eye. And
You think they should be fine?
Yeah.
Because I mean,
the
catchers wear
Oakley design is around the mouth. It's not the whole face.
but even still, they wear black sunglasses
Yeah.
sometimes. I mean,
Yeah, but some of those shields though, like they fog up.
And
I think J.J. Watt had said it, like they don't like it. Like they can't, like, because it fogs up, and I think it does affect their vision, right? Like if you nighttime with the lights. I don't know. I'm making excuses now myself.
The guy you're waiting on, he showed up, Mr. John.
Oh, here he is.
Mr.
John,
he said I'm the #1 Cowboys fan. The #1 Cowboys fan. Is
Good
watching,
man.
Watching y'all right now. Hell with the Washington football team.
I gotta admit, his names. I went through those. John, right?
John.
I went through those names, and they were
Pretty
funny.
funny.
You had some. You were comical.
They were good.
And anything I was saying, by the way, like I'm talking.
Made me laugh.
Yeah. I'm talking trash. I'm not being serious. I mean, well, maybe a little, but the fact is that he was funny with some of the names he had.
That's what we like, man.
Yeah. So anybody
It's all
wants to.
fun.
Yeah. Exactly. You can throw anything you want out on this. Thanks for some of the questions that are coming in, guys. That's good. John, welcome to the show again. I'm sure you'll have some stuff.
Welcome to the show, John Jackson.
Anything else?
Fan.
Now, are you friends with John?
Yeah, I'm friends with him.
Okay, so you deal with that all the time,
Yeah.
basically. It's
We're not just Facebook friends.
You're friends.
Yeah, I'm friends.
So he lights you up.
Yeah, he just be BSing with me, trolling me and stuff.
Oh, that's
Talking
good.
his mess because I get him. I get him.
You do come back.
These Cowboy fans know I go out there when I can.
I will say I've just sat and watched. I'll just scroll through and watch some of the.
I'm just patiently. I'm coming for y'all Cowboy fans. I'm gonna get your asses. You know that.
Oh, that's good. Well. So the other things we go into is a little bit like to go back with the NHL and NBA. The NBA has been in their bubble, what now, 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
And 0 COVID tests, so the bubble works.
Test. The bubble works.
I'm hoping it continues because that's positive.
Zion Williams is back.
Yeah.
He's in 4-day quarantine.
Okay, so basically, your Lakers, you're gonna want them to.
That ain't my Lakers. Team LeBron, that's it. F the Lakers. I'm not a Lakers fan. Let's get that clear.
But you want them to win.
I
'cause
want
LeBron.
him to win. So since he played for them, yeah, I need them to win for him.
Well, we did our picks. I think my upset was the Bucks over the Lakers.
Yeah, and I got the Lakers over the Bucks.
Yeah. And I think Todd, you had the.
He had the Clippers over the Bucks.
Yeah, the Clippers. Yeah, and he threw it. That's an upset special there. I mean, yeah, but I mean that
They
can
just
happen.
lost somebody. Somebody on their team left the bubble.
And the Clippers.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
It wasn't Patrick Beverly. It was who just left? They just left like yesterday, 2 days ago. What is his name? I gotta pull it up. Yeah, he just left. I think like 2 days ago.
I don't know. Yeah, I didn't see that. Did he leave for like personal reasons, or?
I think it was personal reasons.
Okay, so like Zion.
It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't for the COVID. He left for the personal.
Okay, so it was like Zion. Well, family matters. You got to take care. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm just happy that the bubble worked. You got 2 weeks of them being in it and no positives. So the NHL leaves tomorrow to go into their bubbles. So I'm hoping to see the same thing because that at least gives us that positive. You got sports and it's not going to stop. That's what the word. I'm waiting to hear that because you see, states shutting down and you got teams that are.
I mean, with all this stuff testing they're doing, they should be fine as long as they're keeping them quarantined or separated from the locker rooms.
Yeah, that's my thought. Like as long as if they follow what the NBA is doing, I think that will actually. I think they're going to have negative.
Well, it's pretty hard to do what the NBA does. I mean, it's just one site there.
Well, they have the way they have it set up though. It's multiple courts.
Yeah,
and
it's one area.
But multiple hotels.
NFL
too,
is going to be hard to do that.
I'm talking the NHL. No, I'm talking the NHL.
Oh, okay.
NHL. So I mean, the NHL basically will be in the but they'll be in the similar. They'll have two different bubbles because there's one in Edmonton, one in Toronto, and I would think of the NBA. There's multiple hotels, so I mean, but they all
stand.
Yeah,
on Disney.
Disney Resort.
Right.
Yeah, I mean Toronto is like New York of Canada, and Edmonton. Yeah, Edmonton is out there further west. I don't think there was a lot of COVID tests there. They can accommodate, and even though I saw something, I think I said this on the last show, that before, like, they had a bad storm, and it was either interior that happened, a water main break or something.
Yeah.
Pipe burst, and they had a flood in their front, but they said there
that
was
was your WNBA or
No.
NBA?
No, this NHL. With
NHL.
with Edmonton, with Edmonton up in Canada, and there was it was a storm or something, and they had a flood everywhere. So, but I hope that we see with both of those organizations just some kind of consistency. If they're, hope to see no COVID positive tests. I mean, yeah, this is great. The NBA doesn't have it. I think the baseball and NHL, NFL, to your point, Todd,
It's a little harder,
Yeah.
but at the same time,
they're both traveling.
They have their own planes.
Who was it?
Lou Williams.
Okay. So he was out. He just went on personal leave, though. He's not.
Yeah, but from all the reports showing, he might be in trouble for the reason why he left. He didn't leave for personal reasons. It seems like he left for he was hanging out with somebody that he wasn't supposed to be hanging out with.
Oh, so there's the first.
They investigating it right now.
Okay. So that's the first problem.
Right.
You figure how long can people stay in a bubble without getting in trouble? I mean, it's.
We got a little breaking news. NBA.
Okay.
New York Knicks hire. Knicks fan.
I saw
they
that.
have a new coach, 5 years. Tom Thibodeau.
Yep.
That's a good move for them.
Todd and I were talking about it. Was he a Bulls? He was a Bulls coach too. Yeah. Yeah.
Real good coach.
Yeah. So the Knicks, I think the Knicks though they got to get rid of their owner's not well liked. He's a little hated by the fans because wasn't he the one that kicked that fan out for saying something bad to him? It's like, man, I'm paying.
He done banned fans. He done banned Charles Oakley.
Yeah.
Mr.
Nick.
He done.
Well, if he bans like John Starks or Ewing, Starks was pretty near Nick.
I think he kicked out Spike Lee.
Yeah. Wow.
Cause they had it out last year.
That's Mr. Nick.
Yeah,
That's bad. That's bad PR.
That's Mr. New York Nick
He kicked
because
out Spike Lee.
he's done every game on the floor and he's animated. Like, what do you do? I mean, what do you want to own the team or do you want to why don't you just sell it? Why would you want to own a team when you're kicking out? You got a fan that is consistent, who's paying the
big bucks.
And he's getting.
He's consistently promoting the Knicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And then you got, Charles Oakley's only played for the Knicks a good amount, and he was pretty good. And you got other people, like John Starks or Patrick Ewing or
James Dolan is a net case.
Yeah, he's an issue. So, any other breaking news around NBA or?
That's it for right now. Zion's back. Russell Wilson played yesterday. I think he was like
Russell Westbrook.
Westbrook. I say Westbrook.
Wilson.
Yeah. Oh, congratulations, Russell.
He had a baby.
Wilson on the baby.
He had a baby.
Wayne,
Congrats to that.
Harrison Wilson.
Yeah.
But Russell Westbrook is back.
Okay.
Playing. He played in the scrimmage that they had yesterday.
Oh, okay.
He played, so he done already went through the quarantine process.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's good. So.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good. Like, have you seen the spread though? Like in NBA, like in their hotel, like all the stuff they have. It's like wow. It's nice to be rich. It's nice to be rich.
Yeah. Nice to be rich.
Yes, exactly. So
we're gonna be rich soon.
Yeah. One day.
One day we're gonna get rich.
Yeah, one day. So with the NHL, we'll see where that goes out. The NBA, hopefully it'll continue. I'm surprised you don't want to bring up, anything with the NHL. Did you want to throw that
have
out there?
one breaking news for the NHL.
Yeah, I think
I'm gonna win that cup.
Oh man.
Besides that, NHL.com.
There it is. Look, he's got it up here.
Crosby aiming to be ready for Game 1.
He'll be ready.
So I didn't realize he had an injury, Sean.
But it
That's
doesn't.
interesting.
But see, unlike the Washington Capitals, who
there you go.
they got one cup. Congratulations, you finally did it. It's only 40-some years away.
Yeah,
Choking a lot.
We went through you to get it. That's
Choking.
all
I had to get. Yeah, you went through us. Yeah, you went through the king to get it. So basically,
beat the man.
Yeah,
beat the man. You gotta beat the man.
Exactly. Ric Flair.
You beat the team.
Yeah. So with that,
Yeah.
we do have that other guy on that team. Genny Malkin, he's pretty good. You know, and
he's soft.
you know, we've got some guys coming back. And if
Frenchman's hits him a couple times, he'll quit.
yeah, if my son is listening, hopefully he'll chime in with something, you know, and back me up. Hopefully, Devin, if you're listening, please chime in and say something to back your dad up. You know, because if he was here, we would have this going on. I'd be evened out on this one.
There we go.
So yeah, but Crosby, I think he had something last week. He was battling. At first, I thought it was COVID. I'm like, oh man. And they had 9 Penguins that they had it. And one of them was Patrick Horn. They actually tested positive. But it was not, this was before like the train, like the little mini stuff. I mean, well, actually one was Patrick Hornquist, but he's back. And he's one of the main guys for us. But, you know, we got Jake Gensel. I mean, he was injured and we had him back. And we'll be good. Remember what the bet is. I said it here to Todd. And I said to Will.
Like we said, the nice thing is they can meet the Eastern Conference Final.
We would be there.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. They would get the ratings without fans, basically, of the fans watching it. So, I
know Billy Nat's a big Caps fan. So
hey, come on, Caps fans. I know you want to say something to me. I mean, about Penguins. It's a usual thing. You know, I'm used to taking it.
We want to smack their head.
Yeah, I'm used to hearing it. I usually smile every year, so I'm waiting for it.
It's going to be the year they're going to
2018, you were smiling.
They're going to knock off the Penguins. They're going to knock off the Rangers, and then that's it.
Well,
whoever else they smacking
whoever comes from the West.
Cup. Yeah, when the Caps did knock us off, it was on my birthday, so that was a sour day. You know, that I had to end my birthday watching that, us get eliminated in the playoffs. But it was, you know, we only won the Cup 2 straight years prior to that, so, you know, we have to hand it to somebody.
Yeah,
give them a break.
We wanted to give y'all that. Give y'all that right quick.
Yeah, I just want to make sure you broke that.
We ain't won
this year.
Yeah, I'm good. We'll find out about Crosby. I did ask Devin. He did chime in.
What did he say?
He did say he doesn't know.
Okay.
And yeah, so that's not helpful.
His sources aren't coming through.
Yeah, my source isn't coming through. I want him to chime in on in on this. So he's Timmy Carlson. If you're listening to this right now, get Devin to hop on and watch him back me up. So that's who he's with right now. But anyways, yeah, we'll see what happens. But I did say on that bet with you guys, if the Penguins and Capitals play in the Eastern Conference Final and the Capitals sweep us, which seriously, that would be legendary, and I don't see that happening.
Now they ain't gonna sweep them.
No,
They might get them in 5
yeah, he called it. Yeah, he called it.
Last show.
He called it. Last show he
Get
called
out the broom.
Yeah, so if you guys sweep us, I will put on a whatever
Ovechkin.
jersey. Ovechkin. You ain't with
Ovechkin
Ovechkin
jersey.
Yeah, I will wear that jersey next show. Yeah, I will wear it and hate life. But I'm pretty. If I'm a bet man, and I am, I feel confident that I won't have to put that jersey on. But
when you finally get over that hump of beating them, you don't have problems beating them again.
Right.
Well,
They've done
If
it.
you think about
They
all the people who had problems beating people, like Jordan had problems beating the Pistons.
Right, exactly.
When he finally did, they were tearing ass up.
Right.
You know.
What did my mom say?
How many cups to the Pistons?
Thanks, Mom. My mom backed me up. My mom backed me up.
Barbara's in
Yeah,
it.
there we
House.
go. Thank you, Mom. Yes, I like that. That's usually my question, so I hear that all. Oh, it's a pass. Yeah.
We know where you get it from.
Yeah, well, okay,
Capitals
here's
Off the
defense
old block.
has been the Penguins and the Rangers. They get past them.
Yeah, that is the truth.
That's just
Well-
so they got past the Penguins. They didn't get a chance to play the Rangers when they won the Stanley Cup
Right.
because the Rangers had already been eliminated.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know, once they took out the Penguins, they was Stanley Cup champions right there.
So, which brings me before we go there. So I want to throw something. So if we sweep you guys,
Yeah.
somebody's putting on a Penguin
I'll
jersey.
put a Crosby jersey on.
There we go. Or Lemieux, because I know you love Lemieux.
I'll put Lemieux on.
Lemieux, you're a big fan of
I've
Lemieux.
got to do Lemieux.
Yeah.
Lemieux was tough. I like Lemieux.
Oh, Crosby. Oh, Crosby's not.
He's soft.
He's. Todd really would love him on the Capitals. Let's make it clear, because according to Todd and a lot of people, that we cheated and we skipped a year in the draft.
Well, the reason they did a lottery is because the Penguins, back in the day, the 80s,
Yes.
tried to tank their season to get Lemieux. It worked. They
Yes,
got
it
Lemieux.
did.
So
Yes.
fast forward in the mid-90s, and the NHL made a rule where you can't do that.
We still got Crosby.
Fast forward, Crosby season, they did
It was a strike.
NBA draft, but it's worse.
Right.
You can be the worst team in the league and pick last. Like NBA is just top 10,
Yeah.
not in the NHL. You bad luck, you could be the last team picking.
Now, I haven't seen the draft lottery. How is that?
Well, that's what I was about to
How
say.
is that set up? Is that set up like the NBA?
It's
like
horrible.
It's like
ping pong
NBA.
balls or something like that?
It's like more like cards and
cards.
like
It's
Detroit.
shady.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's right. Like
It's
Detroit
shady.
is like the worst team in the league. They're not even getting the #1 pick.
Okay.
They're like 5.
Yeah.
They're 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
And
they could be. What is it?
They could be even farther
Right.
because the teams that lose in the qualifying rounds get into that lottery,
It's
and they have like a 12 or 13% chance of being the #1 pick. That's not a lot. I'm like, if I'm Detroit, I'm like, so what's the sense of sucking? I can't even get.
Don't pay him to tank, huh?
No, it doesn't pay the tank
NHL, if
anymore.
you're tanking, you should fire your GM, fire your coach, just fire a bunch.
Yeah, and it's right. So I mean, I think it's ridiculous that they do that. So, anyways, we'll see what happens. Thanks for going to that bet. Will, would you like to wear any Pittsburgh stuff? I mean, hey, I'll throw on some. I'll put even 2
I
jerseys.
wouldn't mind because I'm not like it. I'm more invested in football, so me wearing a Pittsburgh Penguin jersey don't mean nothing to me. If the Capitals lose, it don't affect me.
Well,
so,
it just so happens that the Steelers play the Redskins this year.
Hey.
So, boy, I will have some enjoyment with you guys and anybody else. That week it happens, Redskin fans.
So, you're saying you would wear a Redskins jersey?
yeah, if we lose,
I got plenty of them.
and I got plenty of
In
Steelers
Pittsburgh, you
ones.
give us points?
But we'll have to talk about that. Well, let me think about that one.
All right.
Points.
Next-
I think it's a straight
Next
up.
episode.
Yeah, next episode.
Straight up.
We'll go-
You
yeah.
guys are.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna be like TV.
Look, he's already
favorites.
upset. Going straight up.
Yeah, at least it was 9, 10 points.
I got a
9,
whole-
10 points.
Oh yeah, it'd be.
Dude, you're picked to win your division.
Right.
No, the Ravens.
All right.
Well, it might not because the game is so
We're
late.
picked to go last.
If the game was early, it'd probably be double digits. But you know, as time goes on, based off the records, how you playing,
Right.
injuries, they can change. So, you know,
It's
I mean,
Ben-
Chase Young might be hurt.
Is Ben still playing?
Hey, everybody asks
he
that.
might not be playing
Hey,
that game.
I'm confident in Mike Tomlin. I'm a big fan. I actually.
I like my.
Well, like last year at the beginning, I was like, okay, the system is not working. You know, what are you doing, Mike? But then as that season went on, you got Antonio Brown, who's just a circus alone. Like, you got comment or something?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
And we were just speaking about it before we went on air. John Jackson said, when are you guys going to invite your favorite Cowboys fans?
Anytime, John,
On
you
the
let
show.
us know.
It's
We'll
funny
put
you
you
said
in.
that. We were
Yeah,
like,
yeah, we were just talking
Can he
about
join us
that.
live?
We were talking about that before we went live. So he's talking about
I like it.
you. You know.
Can he join us live?
Yeah. He
Okay.
said,
John, we'll set it
live.
up.
We'll set it up.
I like
we'll
that.
set it up. I'll call you and we'll talk.
We'll do a little Cowboys talk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we get you on here live.
I'll join it. I want to hear that. I can just
Yeah.
sit back and enjoy that show.
Yeah, we can get you on here. We're gonna have you on here, John. You know.
Well, then,
we're
so
gonna have some guests on here.
So next show we'll talk. We'll throw that in there, and I'll think about what I want to do for that bet.
Yep.
For the Redskins and Washington and the Steelers. That's 3 for me now. I've said that 3 times now, so I can't stop saying that
Hey,
team.
it's the Redskins.
Yes, yeah, there we go.
See
So-
that? That's Redskins right there. Hey, look.
He's gonna put it up for everybody.
That's still Redskins. Okay? Hail to the Redskins.
I can't wait to that game. So the other thing though is it's funny though. I was talking yesterday. I was actually on the phone with somebody who does a podcast. I'll mention it when it gets a little closer. But he's a Cleveland Browns fan, and obviously Cleveland plays the Redskins.
Yeah.
His name's Jason Hand. A nice guy, and definitely does a podcast on all the channels that we do at YouTube, Apple, Stitcher, Podbean, whatever. And he's gonna probably join us on a podcast for not only for the Redskin Washington Brown week, also Steelers Browns. Yeah, so he does his own.
That's three episodes.
Yeah,
That'd be good.
yeah. So that should be something we'll look forward to. Let you guys know that. Any Browns fans out there, any Steelers fans, any Washington fans, for that, we'll definitely have somebody. He is actually not based in Cleveland. Okay. The funny thing though, he actually, his father was a long time Browns fan, and I said to him, I know I'm throwing this out of left field. I just wanted to mention it. But I definitely, he lived in Arizona. His father was a big Browns fan, and I was like, you guys are the most loyal fans.
Browns
out there.
Like you said last episode. it's tough being a Browns fan.
Yeah. Do I
It
got any
is.
Browns fans on my list? If I do, say something.
Yeah, bring it
Comment.
out there. Yeah,
I don't know. I didn't even know they existed.
yeah.
I got some Steelers fans. This is Steelers fan.
There we
right?
go, there we go.
I got a few Steelers fans on my list, but I don't think I got no Browns fans. If you're a Browns fan, say something.
Yeah, throw it out there to
Speak
us.
up.
Throw it out there to us. Because I'm curious too. Because talking to these guys, like I reached out to them. I was on Twitter and just playing around, trying to get some people. And him and I connected and talking, and it was like, wow. I was like, you guys, I think you've had 30 quarterbacks since '99, but I think they got a good team. I mean, if Baker Mayfield plays well like he did his first year, and Odell Beckham, I don't know, doesn't headbutt the kicking net when he gets mad like he did when he was in the Giants uniform, Jarvis Landry I think is consistent. And then you got Austin Hooper as a tight end, and you got David Jokum. Is that how you pronounce Jokum? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, so I mean Joku, and he was injured, and I think he was trying to get traded, but I think they're going to pick up the 5th-year option on him. So, along with their defense and stuff like that, I think the Browns. And I'm as a Steeler fan, I mean Ravens are good. I mean I get it. I mean I think Lamar Jackson is he's a hell of an athlete. I mean really, and honestly, like all the people think he's a running back. I don't think that. I mean, some of his shield was kind of tarnished in the playoffs,
Right.
and I'm curious how he does, in the playoffs against. I'm sorry, in the regular season, if he continues, and hey, they're a great team. I mean, they're saying they're going to go 16-0.
The Browns' problem is not the team.
No.
I mean,
The Browns' problem. I mean, everybody talks about the Redskins management, Dan Snyder. The Browns' problem is the owner.
Oh, the Browns definitely. Yeah.
When you constantly firing coaches,
Yeah.
constantly firing general managers,
quarterbacks,
they're going
they're going
to
through quarterbacks.
quarterback. We don't have half the problems that Cleveland has had.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, because our fans hate Dan Snyder, they hated Bruce Allen, they think that we have the worst of everything. When we don't, Cleveland just fired their coach back-to-back seasons.
Yeah.
Like they hired what was the guy's name? The black coach that what was his name?
Hugh Jackson.
Hugh Jackson.
Yeah.
They fired him. They promoted Kitchen
Freddie
when
Kitchen.
the fans wanted Greg Williams.
Yeah.
They hired Tim. They brought him up because Baker Mayfield referred to him as a coach. And
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Baker
Baker
liked his
Mayfield.
offense.
Yeah. That
Wow.
was offensive coordinator.
That good.
So
that
then he get 1 year, then he get fired.
Right.
Now they got another coach. It's ownership.
well,
Definitely.
That's ownership.
and Freddie Kitchens, I mean, he's
But-
the goof that wore the T-shirt after
This is the
Miles
thing,
Garrett.
like, when we talk about Redskins,
Mhm.
and we're just in the same discussion as Browns,
That's concerning.
that's concerning.
Yeah.
We shouldn't even be in the same discussion with them.
No, and I mean,
The Browns suck, but
We not
We
in
ain't
the
much
same
better.
discussion. It's just fans love
But we ain't much
comparing
better,
to
man.
them
Yeah.
because
Really
they hate
It's the
Dan
comedy
Snyder
behind it.
and they hated Bruce Allen. They don't even look at what happened with the Browns. They just say, "Oh, the Browns is more better." No, they're not.
I don't know who says better, but they do. They're wrong. They're not better.
If you think about it,
They got-
we're not too
well,
much
they don't
better.
get big time free agents. Redskins yearly gets
they do
a
now,
big
though. I
name free
mean,
agent.
but the Browns, I mean, you have Odell Beckham.
He got traded there.
Yeah. But then then Austin Hooper they picked up. He
Okay, well, yeah. Did they trade for him or
No,
did
I
he
think
sign
he
as
was
a free agent?
He was free
That's a
agent.
good question.
I think he was free
They
agent.
traded for Jarvis Landry.
Yeah.
If you look at all the talent that they get it through the draft or trade. There's no big free agent go there.
Go there,
They
No,
don't
nobody
go
wants to go to
Right.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
because it's parental
because they
losers.
don't keep
But it-
coaches,
yeah.
they don't keep general
Nothing's
managers,
consistent.
and their owner is the worst owner in the
Who is
league.
the owner? I don't even know.
Oh,
He's like he's
You
part
don't know
Steeler.
that.
No, if anybody knows that, like I think he used to be like part connection to the Steelers. I'm almost positive because I know the guy that went to Carolina is. We have ties everywhere. It's just how we roll. I mean, I just want to throw that out there. It just
That's how
happens.
you roll, huh?
It just rolls like that.
Jimmy
They want
Haslam.
us.
Okay, Haslam.
Haslam.
Yes,
Yeah.
He is terrible.
Yeah, and he was connected. He had a share of the Steelers, and he went there.
Yeah.
And it is like now. The
Why,
first,
I don't understand. Like, why didn't he just follow the Rooney way?
it does
the
go well.
The Rooneys don't fire coaches.
We-
They'll ever.
3. 3 since 1969.
Yeah.
So, and Mike Tomlin's pretty good. Bill Cowher's pretty good.
I mean,
And
you
Chuck
got-
Noll.
you got
They all
three-
won Super
Three
Bowls.
great coaches in like
Yeah.
30 years span.
Yeah.
span.
And I don't think
a lot of people
patience.
look at how many
Right,
coaches
yeah.
the Redskins had since I guess Dan Snyder. There is triple for Cleveland.
Yeah, it is.
All
It
people
is.
got to do is click Google and look at Cleveland's QB history
Oh my God.
and general
Tim
manager
Couch
history
was 99.
and their coaching history. Like I just said, they already on their third coach in 3 years.
Yeah.
Third coach
Yeah.
in 3
They
years.
and the other thing is like it is. I mean, it's
Hold
ridiculous.
on, I got another problem.
Oh God.
John Jackson said something I thought was funny. I'm a Redskins fan, but it's funny.
Sold the Washington football team to Red Lobster for 2 pounds of. Oh, let's read that out there. Go ahead and
All
read
right,
that
so
one.
breaking news from John Jackson, the Cowboy fan. Pretty funny. Dan Snyder just sold the Washington football team to Red Lobster for 2 pounds of lobster mac and cheese and a dozen
Oh, the cheddar biscuits.
cheddar biscuits.
Those are
The
big
cheddar
time.
biscuits are good.
John, that's smart. I like that one because that honestly, hey, there's your comparison to the Browns. You just went below the Browns. You're now Red Lobster
That's
material.
funny.
But that's go ahead. What do you want to respond to that one?
Respond
there?
to
John Johnson, do some shit.
That's great.
And your running back look like an Ewok.
Yes, he does. I will agree with that one. Him and his half shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and his half shirts with the cheerleading team. But that was funny. But the other so my thought is though with Cleveland, before we move on here, is Cleveland like the sad thing is Ohio is a football area. I mean, Pennsylvania
That's
is-
a football.
Yeah.
That's a football state.
yeah, I mean the Hall of Fame's in Ohio. So you compare Cleveland to the Bengals or Bungles, as I like to call them. I mean, I'm gonna go Cleveland because the Steelers and Cleveland are much better rivalry, and I'd rather them. I mean, they were back in 2003 or 2004. We played them in the playoffs, and we beat them 45-42. It was like our running back was Chris Fumatu Malafala. That's a lot of saying right there. And Butch Davis was the coach of Cleveland, and he was a good coach. I don't know why. Now, if Cleveland fans are here, if we have any Cleveland fans,
Well,
I'd
the
love
good-
to know why.
The good thing is the guys we're going to have on the
Yeah.
podcast,
Yeah, that'll be
they'll
something.
be able to kind of fill us in on why they think that the owner's so easy to get rid of
Yeah.
coaches, GMs.
Yeah.
Always.
The impatience,
The,
like
the thing about it, NFL should rule over all sports in that region. Now, Redskins have fallen back over the years with the Wizards, Mystics, Nationals,
Yeah.
Capitals, because they all won
recently.
recently.
Yeah.
When have the Browns been the highlight of that state? It's Ohio State. You know, the years that LeBron was there, it was the Cavaliers
the Indians.
and the
Indians going to
Indians.
playoffs.
Yeah.
You know,
World Series.
Then the
Ohio
Bengals.
State is more loved than the Browns.
Oh my God!
by
Yeah.
far, by far.
Yeah,
But
Ohio
I
State
will
is,
say-
is probably
I
number
will
one.
say, if the Browns start winning, that fan base will be
Right, it's-
electric.
I mean,
They're
The
loyal.
NFL
as
would
bad
be
as they are,
awesome if the Browns was good.
They're loyal.
for as
Yeah,
bad as they
loyal
are, they're
fans.
loyal fans.
Yeah,
They're loyal.
Give them
I
credit.
will give them credit. Like they've dealt through 0-16.
Right.
I mean, they have dealt with some painful.
But
Oh,
they
he said
just
another one.
they not first, second, or third
Yeah,
in sports
garbage
in
pail
that
kid.
city. They don't
That's
care
good.
about Cleveland Browns like that.
Zeke the
It's
freak.
Ohio State. You know, it was Cleveland up to the Cavaliers up to a point, and then you know the Cleveland Indians.
Right.
You know, all of them had recent success earlier than
Yeah.
Yes,
the
I mean,
Browns.
that whole fan base for all those teams is loyal. If
Right.
the Browns were ever consistently good,
Yeah.
I mean, they would be.
Do you want to
Sure.
respond to that? Because that was a
So-
good comeback.
So Gary Brooks writes, the Cowboys just signed 3-year deal with garbage pail kids.
That's my boy. That's my dog
That was a
right
good
there. That's
comeback.
right. Gary Brooks,
Like that, man.
Redskins fan, Bird.
John responded to Zeke the freak though.
Yeah.
So I mean, don't get me wrong. Ezekiel Elliott is a great running back. You can't dispute that. You got to at least give him that.
Well,
But-
he's in the top 5. You know,
Yeah.
you know, it's a debate on if he's like number 1. He's up there.
Man, he's
I
top
say
3.
he's in top 3.
He's
Yeah.
top 3. He's
You know him, Shaquan.
Saquon Barkley. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
he
Chris
used
McCaffrey.
to be Todd Gurley, but he's hurt.
Yeah, he up
With
to
Todd
the
Gurley
McCaffrey-
healthy, back in the day he was.
Chris
Yeah,
McCaffrey, man.
he-
McCaffrey, yeah.
he
His
definitely,
money, he better be up there with the money he's getting
Right.
paid. And I mean, Le'Veon Bell. I mean, before he went to the Jets,
he was a
he beast. I still think Le'Veon Bell will be much better. I think he is a good running back. He's tall, he's big, and he can catch stuff out of the backfield. But then you look at guys like Cincinnati's got Joe Mixon.
Right.
You know, I mean, the Ravens still have some running backs. I mean, you know, it's.
I'm biased as crap, but if Deuce McAllister can stay healthy,
Deuce McAllister?
We're not just going
Darius Geis. I
Darius
was
Geis.
like, when did Deuce
If Darius
McAllister?
Geis stays healthy, that's his only problem. When he's healthy, he kills it.
Yeah, I mean, he's got. I mean, his knees. That's a frustrating part. I mean, if he can, you're
I
right.
think he's played like 5 games.
I'm gonna hold my comments on him. I ain't even gonna speak on him, but I'm not really a big fan of guys.
Well, he's got injured.
Personal reasons, he did some things I ain't really like, but
Okay.
I'm just done with him right now. So
Okay.
I'll let y'all discuss him.
Well,
I think if he's healthy, our running games will be a lot better.
Well, I think
our offense will be a lot better.
I think AP should still be part of that. I mean, he's a veteran, and he's
Of
signed
course,
for the league minimum, and he's never said anything.
Well, let me say this: I don't think guys will make the team.
Really?
I don't think he's
way.
gonna make the team because we
All right,
drafted.
explain that.
We
Yeah, I would
drafted
do that.
Antonio Gibson. That's a Von Rivera pick.
Okay.
We signed J.D. McKesson. He's a dual threat back. Adrian Peterson is going to be there.
Yeah.
If they keep, I mean, Peyton Barber's now, I don't think he's going to make the team. Bryce Love, no, I don't think he's going to make the team. If we keep 3 running backs, I don't see guys make it. If we keep 4,
So they're keeping 4. Who are your 4?
well, okay, guys, AP, McKessick, and Gibson. Guys played 5 games out of 32. Out of 32 games, he only played 5.
Yeah.
And he only
That's
started
a problem.
1.
Record's
He only
bad.
started 1.
Yeah, that's a problem.
I'm not defending his availability.
He only started 1. AP played 31 of 32 games, and of course he missed the 1 because Jay Gruden benched him.
Yeah.
When you have a new coach coming in trying to implement his system, his style, and you draft your own running back and you sign one in free agency, he have no ties to guys. He don't have no ties to AP.
I look at those signings to replace Christian Thompson. So like the guy from Memphis,
He's got some stuff that came up there.
Right.
AP and Ryan Kerrigan will break. Is that Ryan Kerrigan? Break records this season.
Oh yeah, Ryan Kerrigan need like one more sack to tie Dexter man.
So I look at both those signings as replacing third down back, which used to be I'm sorry,
Who's?
I was getting distracted.
So I'm just looking. I'm helping out. But somebody wants to
Space
know where
healthy.
the
You should trade
where
him.
the show being broadcasted. It's broadcasted in
We in Bowie, Maryland,
yeah,
baby!
Bowie, Maryland. Screened in porch. You know, it's normal podcast.
Read
So
the bone,
I'm not
y'all.
sure what you're asking there, but I wanted to answer you. And then what's the other one there? Guy says how we should trade him at the end of the season.
Depends what you get.
Yeah, what are you going to get for him? I mean, he's played
I mean,
5
he
games,
was
like
a
Will
second
said.
round pick.
He
If
got
you
hurt twice
If
last
you
year.
get a second and third, or a third, 2 thirds, why not?
I mean, but I was going to say.
Do you think NFL teams let the players decide to practice within the face coverings or try to force it?
Clint, that's I don't know. That's a good question because I think they're going to practice. I mean, unless they have the oxygen face mask, you know what I'm talking about, that they wear when they're training or whatever.
No, they're not going to have to wear the face cover.
Yeah.
They're going to be tested.
Yeah, they're tested before they go on the field.
Right.
And then then you don't have to wear it.
Right.
It's tested, I think, before you come to the building.
Yeah.
And then before you go on the field.
Right.
And then you're done. Right. So you don't
the
have to
testing
wear it. Good question.
protocols that's in place is so they don't have to wear it, you know, because how can you really practice with masks on? You know, you need to breathe. Those masks are not breathable. That's why they designed the mask that goes into the.
Yeah, it's
into
a weird
the
looking mask. It's a weird looking mask.
If you're talking about the fake, if you're talking about the mask that we've been wearing, no, they're not gonna wear that.
I think what he was talking about, I saw something where there's a shield on the lower part.
Yeah, they
think
work
that's
with a company called Oakley, and
Yeah.
Oakley designed. I posted it.
I saw it. I mean,
Oakley designed a specific mouth shield.
a mouth shield and everything.
to help fight COVID virus.
Yeah, because
But if you're talking about the ones like we wear the cloth, no, they ain't gonna have they ain't gonna have that.
No,
That's not good for breathing. You know?
No, it would be hard to breathe, and I think it would be very difficult. So, any other questions out there? Or
That's it.
okay. So we'll see what happens with some of these things. I mean, the Redskins. I think we'll have some good live podcasts when the season starts here because I can tell some of the fun talk here. So
Yeah,
look forward to those, and I'm sure I'll get lambasted too with my team. So
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
get you
always
too.
do. Yeah, I always do. So
Yeah.
I look
You
forward to
on
that.
my list.
Oh, good. I saw it. You caught it. This actually, you know what? I will do this here. Now that I will, he's here. So you posted the other day, and actually, my son Devin and I were sitting there looking at it. He loves. Wow, I lost it. Huh? No. He wow, I lost your number on draft pick right there that you're wearing.
Right there.
Oh,
Chase Young,
Chase
man.
Young, yeah, I'm sorry. I was just lost out of brain
Chase
cramp
Young,
there.
man.
Yeah. So he loves Ohio State. He's always my grandfather, big Ohio State, my family. So we see you post that Chase Young video, I think
Oh,
it was
yeah.
week 9 against Wisconsin,
Oh, yeah.
where Chase Young lit up. Then
Have it.
then we'll put all the quarterbacks there. And I did post, I was like,
Yeah.
he put Roethlisberger. I'm
Yeah,
like,
he on that
He
list.
can
Hey.
get Ben a hard time.
Ben,
It's
last
rough day
time,
for old Benny.
old Benny usually gets out of the pocket.
Old
and it's-
Benny might not even be playing that game.
Yeah,
Let's be
well,
honest. That's like week 13.
Hey, well, we'll see. But old Benny's good out of the pocket. Last time he's not a pocket passer, so
He's not.
we'll see.
He's
Chase Young might be injured
Nah,
before
man.
then. The Predator might fall down. I know that's doesn't come into your all's thought process. See, look at that. I mean, do I dare to say that curse that happens before training camp or right at training camp? 1 hour into it and boom, because
You know what I love?
What's that?
I'm probably jinxing myself now, so.
And I made the post on it because there's no preseason. You
Yeah.
know, QBs can't get hit
Timing.
in camp.
Yeah.
They can't get hit in camp.
Yeah.
They can get in preseason. But since there's no preseason, Carson Wentz first hit will be in the real
That's
game
it. By Chase.
against Redskins, and Chase Young will be going after him.
Yeah.
If Chase don't get him, Kerrigan gonna get him. If he don't get him, Sweat,
Yeah.
Payne, Allen, Reuben Foster, somebody gonna get him. But
Yeah.
when Chase Young put that 99 on,
My man, Big Ben's had Terrell Suggs, Ray Lewis,
yeah, He ain't
Miles
seen Chase
Garrett.
He was talking about the Eagles before that.
I know. I'm just throwing out my
Yeah,
guys.
he-
I was
he-
on the list.
he ain't seen Chase yet.
That's 13 now. That's
Yeah.
week 13.
Okay.
Something
you
like
know,
that.
And Ben can't run like he used to. Ben, how old is Ben Roethlisberger?
38.
38.
Wow.
38. Going up against a
That's
what?
doing well,
That's
though.
old.
23
I
years
love my
old.
quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't love him off the field, but I love him on the field, so that's for sure. So we'll throw it out there. And by the way, to answer Gary's question, I'd love to have
The jumps.
the Junkies be on their show.
Right.
I'd love to be on their show. So if anybody is connected to that, I'd
Yeah.
love to know.
Call the Junkies up for
Yeah,
the
man.
TV
That,
show.
I listen to them myself, so they're.
Yeah, let him know.
And actually, Chad Dukes posted on his page.
That's cool.
Did you see he got a ring too?
Tell Chad to
That
call
thing-
us.
Yeah,
they
man.
all got like rings.
Yeah, I'm like,
Cool.
wow, that's
That's
pretty. That's pretty cool. They
Hey,
took
Chad
that.
Dukes, if
That-
you
that's
watching,
what's
call
good,
us,
right? That's
baby.
good, right.
Geno Atkins, thank you. Geno Atkins too for the Bengals.
Yeah,
Going after
Geno.
Ben, so I appreciate that. So, Ben's Ben. I mean, he's done well. He's won Super Bowls. We have good defense. And Minka Fitzpatrick. I made our defense a lot better once he
Oh, yeah.
came to that team.
Oh, yeah.
And I may add, when he joined that team, didn't know the playbook and still picked it up and
Right.
dominated.
Bud Dupree.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
Bud-
if Bud plays like he
He's
did
solid.
last year,
He's solid, boy.
I'd like him to stay because T.J. Watt.
Right.
I mean, T.J. Watt's a star.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're gonna have to lock him up.
Right.
So we got some things. We got some Maryland boys that got picked up this
We're
year.
gonna
Who drafted?
see. It's gonna be
Yeah.
an interesting
Oh,
season.
the
Yeah.
running back you got. Nice.
McFarland. Yeah,
McFarland
Lee
is
McFarland.
nice.
Yeah,
Yes.
Farland is nice.
Yes.
Nice. He good. He
So we'll see. We'll be fun. So the last thing we'll talk about is the boxing.
Boxing.
Mike Tyson.
Tyson's
Tyson.
back.
Yeah, I don't know about
Bob
you.
and Weave, boy.
Yeah.
Bob and Weave.
Roy Jones. I mean, Roy Jones is fast, but I don't know how that
I'm
fast.
worried for him. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Well, it's supposed to be an exposition where it's saying that they're not going to look for a knockout. But how are you going to contain Mike Tyson?
Mike Tyson goes
from
in everything.
being aggressive. He hit you
The
with a
man
body
is-
shot, he will just drop you.
I mean, like I'll reference to my son Devin again, like he was talking about Mike. He'd never seen him. I was like, oh man, and I flipped on some things to show him. I was like, when the guys are just staring at him, and like when they're getting ready to the fight and everything, and he's just staring you down, and he looks like he's gonna kill you.
Yeah.
And then that uppercut, I mean, the uppercut's lethal. I mean, I hope he doesn't bite Roy Jones' ear off. You know, I mean, that's the one thing I worry. Hopefully he is not going back to that. But the man's...
If Roy starts winning, you never know.
Yeah, Roy starts winning, it's no holds barred then, man. Mike will lose it, and it might get ugly.
But I can't see that happening.
Yeah. But Mike is in...
Mike looks like a great
Oh,
shape.
man's 53 years old.
Did you see that video?
Oh,
Did you see the training video?
53 years old, man.
He had that aggression talking about something. I'm back.
Right.
He still looked good.
He's in the best shape of his life. Which
Yeah, that's scary.
I mean, he was what, 214 his first fight.
Yeah.
That's,
213 something like that.
he's chiseled. He looked chiseled, and he was fat. I mean, he gained a lot of weight a
Yeah,
couple
he
years
was out of
prior.
shape. Like,
So
If
Iron
he-
Mike,
If they somehow, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if it's possible. It might. If they somehow have him fight Tyson Fury will lose.
yeah,
Deontay Wilder, because Deontay Wilder
that would be
put
good.
out a statement
He
a
did.
while ago
He
saying
did.
he wanted to fight Tyson.
He did.
Well,
You
you
did
did.
what? Yeah.
Nah, you don't want to do that.
No, you don't want to call. Don't call out the
You
beast.
don't want to do that.
He went through some tough times, but when Mike Tyson was in his form,
Right.
I mean, he was knocking dudes
This,
out.
this
I
is
mean,
how
it
I
was-
see it playing out. Anthony
Little
Joshua
Mac on
and
steroids.
Tyson Fury going to set up a fight to unify the titles, and then that winner going to boneheadedly challenge Mike Tyson. And
No.
They going to lose. They going to lose all them belts.
I gotta-
so Gary Brooks made the funniest post so far. Roy is Little Mac on steroids.
And they joined off
Mike Tyson punch
Mike
out.
Tyson punch out.
Yes,
Little Mac.
yes. He's gonna do his, what's that? What's that? Soda
Man,
Popinski.
man, Lil Mac.
Soda Popinski.
That's the
and,
best.
Yeah.
That man, what was his record? 1 in 99.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
trying to figure out who was there one against.
It wasn't anybody new, that's for
no,
sure.
Little Mac's who we were, right? If you played it, you were Little Mac.
You was Little Mac.
Yeah, you're Little
But
Mac.
His record was 1 in 99.
Yeah, you got trained
I'm
to
sitting
get
there like, who the hell did he beat?
Somebody.
And when did he win?
Somebody.
Did
Somebody.
he win the first match and then lost
And then-
99 straight?
and then just
Or
went on.
99.
He went on a historic losing streak. But Mike Tyson, like, I mean, I love watching him. Even though his pay-per-view fights for about, you'd pay $80 and it's over in a minute. But I mean, it was usually entertaining for that minute. But I mean, I think Roy Jones was a good boxer. I mean, let's face it. But I can't see him beating Tyson.
It's just,
Now, then,
And then the
he's
undercard.
never felt the power of Mike Tyson. They're just a heavyweight like that.
Yeah.
And then the undercard. Both these guys are smart. Nate Robinson, who's what, 5'9",
Man, he like 4'8".
won the dunk
He like
contest.
2'5".
He won the dunk
Doesn't-
contest, I think.
Didn't
he win it?
What's the dude's name he's fighting?
He like as
No,
short
Jake
as,
Paul.
Jake Paul.
Isaiah Thomas.
He gets good opponents. He's
Well-
he's taller than.
So Jake Paul, people that most people should know, but if not, it's the brother of Logan Paul, who's YouTube sensation. I mean, he's uber famous. Both of them are. And they are. I mean, if you look up Jake Paul's boxing video, were you looking at that?
Yeah,
That's-
we watched it.
Dude was. I mean, he's sparring. I mean, them two.
He's a big boy.
Yeah.
We'll see.
But Nate Robinson and him, that was smart. Because that fight, Tyson and Roy Jones, come on. You know that's going to build
Right.
so much money.
Right.
Them two getting that to get that exposure, just even for the comedy factor of it,
Yeah.
you know, that was smart. So I'm definitely tuning into that night.
Tyson gonna hit him with a body
Yes.
shot, and that's gonna be done. He's gonna be like, bloop, right on the ground.
I want
Right
to see
on
the uppercut.
canvas.
I want to see the uppercut. The uppercut is lethal, and
I ain't
Well,
paying
Roy's
for
getting paid $10 million, so hopefully he can enjoy it after the fight.
that. Right.
yeah, you don't know where he's at. He'll be paying his hospital
I've been
bill.
watching that right on my fire stick, because I ain't paying for that beating.
Yeah.
$10 million.
Breaking news.
No hit in the
Ewok
face,
just got deported by ICE.
He got deported by ICE.
Yeah, what's the Chase Young there? Just signed on a special judge for RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah, he said
Yes, this is good. Now we're getting to go to this trash talking.
Yeah.
My nephew John taking way too. Oh wow, okay, somebody's calling out John. So
that.
that's
Take a way to go.
yeah. So that was good. That was good. You guys didn't laugh at the Chase Young when I laughed. I guess I'm the only one.
I was
Yeah,
gonna-
I
I
don't
was gonna
know.
say something.
I laughed.
I get what he's saying, but it ain't fun.
Yeah, that ain't funny. That ain't funny, John Jackson.
I laughed. That was good.
Okay.
You called it an Ewok though, so you have to do
Well, we
that.
definitely want you on the show, John. So,
Yeah, we had you on the show.
no.
But anyways, but basically with the boxing though, I think it's good. To see, I mean, heavyweight has not been relevant since when? I mean, well, Tyson Fury and Wilder.
Right.
That was, but it's like heavyweight's been so
That was a
fraudulent.
laugher.
Yeah, it has. I mean, it's
Wilder's not
fraud.
a boxer. He's
A wrestler. He's a WWE guy.
Those wild punches and just land some of them.
Yeah, he's a
He got
WWE guy.
exposed. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't. I'd like to see that. Like right after the fight, someone will be boneheaded.
Well, I was supposed to go to that fight. You know, it was supposed to be July 18th, last Saturday at in Vegas, but of course it got canceled months ago. So now they never scheduled a rematch, but I think Tyson Fury is close to signing a fight with Anthony Joshua.
So that's his title defense.
I think that's gonna be his next title defense.
Okay.
I think he got another fight
Did they
scheduled.
pick a date yet?
I think he got.
I'm surprised they even done that. They pick a date.
Right. I think he got
Probably
a fight
hard
scheduled
because
though
of
with
What they should
somebody
do is get with the.
as a backup fight, but I think they should have originally had that.
They should get with Dana White and do
UFC.
that island he has.
Oh yeah,
That fight island he has.
fight
UFC fight there basically. You can do boxing there. So. But anyways, also I want to make sure before we check in any questions, make sure everybody that's watching tonight to subscribe to our YouTube page. It's free.
Subscribe.
You just got to have an email address. I think if I'm saying it wrong, let me know. But
email address and go on YouTube and you're good.
yeah, just subscribe. We'd really appreciate it if you guys could.
Click
And
that
definitely.
subscribe button, baby.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of you followed us on Facebook, but just go to YouTube, search the TD Show, all caps. It's THETD show, all caps. You'll see the green logo saying the TD Show, and then just subscribe for us. We really appreciate it if you could. We'll definitely look forward to doing more shows as we go on. But before we get out, is there any other questions or any comments we want to throw out there?
No, just John saying he'd love to be on the show.
Yeah.
John, we'll be
Love
setting that
the
up
show.
with you. And if the Junkies, if anybody knows the Junkies personally, that'd be pretty
John,
cool.
we'd love to be on the show.
Yeah, we'd love to join it or have them.
Have one or two, 3, 4.
Yeah, one of them. Or Grand Danny. I mean, that's another one.
Tell them call us or we'll call them. Either one. We're ready.
Anyways, guys, I appreciate everybody joining us tonight. Like I said, like and subscribe to us on YouTube, but also Facebook if you haven't already. But also follow us where you listen to your podcasts with Podbean, Stitcher. Where else am I missing?
Apple Podcasts.
Apple Podcasts, and I think, hopefully eventually radio.com. That's one I want to.
Radio.com.
Yeah, that's one that's important. Not yet, though.
We're going to be all that stuff.
Not yet. But
We'll
anyways, join us again next week. We'll probably have a live show again. We're looking to do this once a week. But thanks for joining us, everybody.
Yeah,
have a good weekend. Good night. Thanks, everybody.
Chase Young coming, baby.